Hello fans and friends across the universe, and welcome back to my YouTube channel From Me to You. My name's Keir Smith. Back today with part 2 of my top 20 favourite Paul McCartney songs from the years 2001 to 2020. I posted part 1 the other day, counting down my favourite songs from numbers 20 to number 11. So this is part 2, counting down my favourites from number 10 down to the all-important number 1 spot. As I said in the previous video, Paul has released 7 studio albums since 2001, full of brand new material, and there was also a couple of originals on the Old Standards album, Kisses on the Bottom. There's been a host of B-sides and non-album tracks too that I could have chose from, but all of my favourites came from those aforementioned studio albums. And choosing my favourite Paul McCartney songs from numbers 10 down to number 1 was actually easier than choosing the list that made up numbers 20 down to number 11, believe it or not. Favourites are favourites for a reason, right? So sit back, enjoy the video and expect some surprises, because it's very likely that your favourites will differ to mine. I was thinking about this today and I was thinking my number 1 choice will most definitely surprise people. I think they'll kind of maybe even roll their eyes and go, God, you chose that as your favourite song by Paul from the last 20 odd years? Well, yeah. But without giving anything away, here's my list. The all-important numbers 10 down to number 1. At number 10, I'm taking another song from the Electric Arguments album, and the song is the wonderful Sing the Changes. This is so good. I really like the ascending motif that opens the song, and then from there it simply rolls like a up-tempo, catchy ball of positivity with bright guitars, clean production and a really nice vocal from McCartney. I think there's maybe an effect on there because it sounds like Paul's calling you from afar. You hear the mandolin chiming, which is really nice. The backing vocals are good, which Paul does himself. In fact, Paul plays everything here because, well, he can and he's that good. And I really like the cut and paste nature of the lyrics here. Feel the quiet, feel the thunder. Every ladder leads to heaven. Coloured pencils draw the picture. And in particular the line, everybody has a sense of childlike wonder. All in all, it's a really cool song and written quickly, recorded quickly, effortlessly brilliant. My number 9 choice is taken from the Memory Almost Full album, and the song is Only Mama Knows. Another song with a really cool opening with that lovely string section, and then that's interrupted by the double punch of the guitar and bass riff. And then from there, it turns into a driving rocker. And God knows what these lyrics are about, but they're a fascinating read. Only Mama knows why she laid me down in this God-forsaken town, where she was running to, what she ran from, though I always wondered, I never knew. The guitars are sharp, Paul gives it a really good rock vocal, a really good performance all round actually. Yeah, this scores high. At number 8, and this particular song suffered a late change where it was knocked down a place. It comes again from the Memory Almost Full album, and the song is Mr. Bellamy. I love the wonky piano melody that opens the track, and then from there we hear this story that Paul has crafted about this Mr. Bellamy character who is presumably sat at the top of a very high building. I'm not coming down, no matter what you do. I like it up here without you. And it's really cool the way that Paul adopts a different vocal for the rescue team that come to get him. All right, Mr. Bellamy, we'll have you down soon. And I really like the part in the middle of the song where the lyrics offer a bit of sympathy to Mr. Bellamy. In the delusionary state, is it any wonder he's been feeling strange of late? And how cool and mellow is that lovely pastoral, folksy outro with the acoustic guitars and the flute and the trickling piano. That's a really nice piece of music to finish the song. It has nothing to do with the song itself, but another quirky little McCartney thing that makes me smile. It's a wonderfully produced track too, and a really clever piece of cinematic songwriting, and another one that scores really high. And so, rising to the number 7 spot is a song from Chaos and Creation in the Backyard, and the song is Riding to Vanity Fair. What a great song this is. What a great piece of songwriting with very minimalist production too. The less is more approach works wonderfully here. A slow acoustic guitar accompanied by those subtle but lovely strings, and the added touch of that glockenspiel gives it a haunting quality. And this is slow, dark and brooding. It's also a bit menacing. Not words that you'd often associate with your typical Paul McCartney song, let's say, but as I always say, This guy is full of wonderful surprises. And I remember when this album was released, and this song in particular gathered some attention because of the lyrical content, and people wondered who the song was about, and it was mentioned that it could have been about Paul's departing publicist. Was his name Jeff Baker? And I don't know, but I think it runs much deeper than that. I think this song could be aimed at anyone who's had a real good dig at McCartney, maybe even John a little bit. These lyrics are so great. Paul sings, "You put me down, but I can laugh it off and act like nothing's wrong. But why pretend? I think I've heard enough of your familiar song." And later he sings, "The definition of friendship apparently ought to be shown support for the one that you love. And I was open to friendship, but you didn't seem to have any to spare while you were riding to Vanity Fair." But aside from those great lyrics, I really like the subtle solo too, the electric piano and the short guitar licks. That's really cool too. And again, Paul plays everything himself here because he's an absolute genius, and this is a perfect song in my book. At number 6, I'm going to go with a song from the McCartney 3 album, and the song is "Find My Way." This is fantastic. Again, Paul's playing everything himself here, and it sounds great. It's so catchy, so memorable, a great pop rock song. The drums, bass, guitar all mixed and sound great. The harpsichord is really nice. The horns are brilliant. The lyrics are really good, where Paul adopts that semi-falsetto part where he sings, "You never used to be afraid of days like these, but now you're overwhelmed by your anxieties." And as always, Paul does that wonderful thing where he lifts up your spirits and says, "Let me help you out. Let me be your guide. I can help you reach the love you feel inside." Thanks, Paul. Truly. I need that. This song is an absolute joy, and I really like the fake out ending, and then the music after that plays us out is superb. In particular, I love the twin guitar sound where it's going up and down the fretboard in that higher pitch. It's a really nice bit, that is. It has, of course, been said many times before that Paul McCartney is a truly gifted and talented musician, and "Find My Way" is a great example of that, I think. And age is merely a number to Paul, I've no doubt about that. He was 78 when this song was released, and again, this was another late career sweet surprise. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised at all really, but this is supremely catchy, a quite brilliant song. Okay, top 5, here we go. My number 5 choice comes again from the Chaos and Creation in the Backyard album, and this song is "How Kind of You." And like Riding to Vanity Fair, I've always thought that this song too has a dark cloud hanging over it. And Paul's lyrics here, introspective but really interesting. "How kind of you to think of me when I was out of sorts. It really meant a lot to be in someone else's thoughts, someone else's mind, someone else as kind as you." And in particular, I really like the line that follows on from that, because I think it shows how open and vulnerable Paul can be. "The thoughtfulness you showed has made a difference in my life." What a beautiful thing to say. And I really love the sound of this song. Paul and producer Nigel Godrich are playing around with tape loops here, and the soft beauty of that piano that trickles around is really nice. And then at the end of the song, it sounds like that dark cloud has disappeared and the sun's come back out, because that bright guitar line is really infectious and plays the song out nicely. "How Kind of You" is a quiet gem, but it's always been the song from Chaos and Creation in the Backyard that has stood out for me. At number 4 now, I'm sure that this song will certainly surprise some, but it comes again from the Electric Arguments album, and the song is "Sun is Shining." Now, I'm sure that to many McCartney fans out there, this song will mean nothing at all, but I'm hoping that there's some of you out there that really love this song as much as I do. If I had to sum up why Paul McCartney is so important to me and why I love his music so much, then I would hold this song up as an example. He has this incredible ability, like no one else, to put me in a good mood, to lift my spirits and make me feel glad. Every morning I get up, look out my window, I get up. Lyrically, it's very simple, and musically, it's very simple too. A brisk, up-tempo, catchy acoustic guitar, but a really nice bass line to go with it. But his vocal performance, the cheery nature of it, you can feel the sun coming out. And later in the song, where his vocal sounds that bit more urgent, where he sings, "Come on now, let me know now, tell me, tell me, tell me now." And then he does that lovely falsetto wailing, which sounds terrific. It's so good, it puts a smile on my face. I absolutely love this song. Na 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 na. At number 3, I'm going with a song from the new album, and the song is Alligator. This is so good, again, so catchy and infectious. The pace of the acoustic guitars, the do-do-do-do-do that helps the song gallop along. I want someone to come home to. I need somewhere I can sleep. I need a place where I can rest my weary bones and have a conversation, not too deep. Great wordplay. I need someone who can save me when I come home from the zoo. I want somebody who's a sweet communicator I can give my alligator to. I like that very much. And I love that soft, twinkling atmospheric section in the middle where he sings, "Could you be that person for me?" That's a really nice section that breaks up the hurried verses. And I love that classy electric guitar part that finishes the song. It's, yeah, great song. Perfect. At number 2, again going back to the Memory Almost Full album, the song is House of Wax. This is incredible, absolutely incredible. It's so hard to describe how good this song is. And if you're watching this video and you don't know House of Wax, go away and play this song. You have to experience it, because the song sounds like all hell has broke loose. There's a war going on and everything's gone crazy. And listen to these lyrics again. Lightning hits the house of wax. Poets spill out on the street to set alight the incomplete remainders of the future. And Paul's haunted vocal is so good when he sings, hidden in the yard. Thunder drowns, the trumpets blast, poets scatter through the night, but they can only dream of flight away from their confusion. Hidden in the yard, underneath the wall, buried deep below, 1,000 layers lay the answer to it all. It's all really mysterious, really cinematic too, and the music fits the lyrics perfectly. The piano, the wonderful orchestration, the guitar breaks are sharp and frenzied, and you can feel the song building and building, and it comes to quite a climax with that incredible, frenetic guitar solo. And that guitar solo at the end is absolutely breathtaking, played by Paul himself, of course. And apparently Paul simply one day went in, plugged in and played that solo, and the producer of the record said how surprised he was, saying, "I'd never seen Paul play guitar quite that way before." And I love the way that Paul prefixes that incredible guitar solo by shouting, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." You just knew that something big was going to happen. It really is quite something. A great vocal from Paul, stunning instrumentation throughout the song, and a real powerhouse. Just incredible. So, my number 1 choice, my favourite Paul McCartney song from the years 2001 to 2020. Are you ready to be surprised? It comes from the 2007 Memory Almost Full album, and the song is Ever Present Past. Really? Yeah. This song is brilliant. It's pop-tastic. It's got so many great melodic hooks to it. It's irresistibly brilliant. The measure of the chugging guitar that offers a really good rhythm. I really like that. The way that the drums pound and then come to a stop, and then you just hear that bass drum go dum, 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 dum. The keyboard flourishes that accent the line when he sings, "Don't have no time to be a decent lover." The jangly keyboard part where Paul sings, "I couldn't understand a word that they were saying." The brightness of the keyboard that goes da, 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 da when Paul's singing the chorus. There's so many great bits and lovely little flourishes that add to the overall sonic brilliance of this song. And the lyrics are absolutely fantastic. "I've got too much on my plate. Don't have no time to be a decent lover. I hope it isn't too late, searching for the time that has gone so fast, the time that I thought would last, my ever-present past." And the chorus is a little daft. The things I think I did, I did. The things I think I did when I was a kid. And again, another thing that I adore about McCartney is that slightly daft and silly, childlike thing that he has. I remember reading about this song and someone said that it has an almost slightly punk style rhythm to it. And I thought, yeah, maybe that kind of like chugging guitar and these stomping drums, it could be seen that way, but not really. It's unmistakably Paul. It isn't that. It isn't anything. It's so hard to put your finger on. It's just Paul being Paul and messing around and playing around with instruments and putting a nice bit there and putting a nice bit there and coming up with what I think is a truly great song. Even now, I find it hard to find the words to describe why it is that I love this song so much, but all I can say is it puts a huge smile on my face. But of course I'll try. It's a great tune. I love the lyrics. I love the delivery of Paul's vocal, the way he sings it. I love all of the little instrumental bits in the song that make up this great tune. The kind of end of innocence theme that runs through the song. And lyrically, the way that Paul laments the fact that childhood flew by in a flash, something that a lot of us, I'm sure, can relate to. Anyway, it's my favourite. I absolutely love it, and I won't have a bad word said about it. So there you go, that was my top 10 favourite songs by Sir Paul McCartney from the years 2001 to 2020. And a quick recap of that list then. At number 10 I chose Sing the Changes, number 9 Only Mama Knows, number 8 was Mr. Bellamy, number 7 Riding to Vanity Fair, number 6 Find My Way, number 5 was How Kind of You, number 4 was Sun is Shining, number 3 was Alligator, number 2 House of Wax, and number 1, my favourite, was Ever Present Past. So they of course were my favourites, but I'd love to know what your favourites are, so please leave them down in the comment section below. I'd be really interested to read and see what you all come up with. And as always, thank you so much for stopping by and watching this video. I really enjoyed making this two-part video, and I hope you enjoyed watching it too. And of course, I'll see you for my next video sometime soon. So till then, bye for now.